Hi, I'm Cathie Hart and I provide a professional photography and design service at Cathie, and this is brief introduction or second introduction to branding, about the size of your branding and how that matters. This series of videos is going to teach you all of the things that you need to know about filling out your design brief when working with designers like me or with others. Hopefully you'll come to me, but we'll go from there. So, question is, where will you be using your branding? Well, first of all, you're probably going to be having a business card. You're going to have exhibitions, you're going to have a website probably online, maybe a storefront, that kind of thing. So there's lots of places where you're going to have your branding, and you need to think about the size of your branding and where it's going to be, because depending on the size is how complex or how simple your logo needs to be. So for example, if it's on the web, I'm showing the Firefox logo, and that these are the different size of pixels that the logo will be shown on with Firefox. So Hicks Design is the person that created this branding, and that's the link of where it came from. And this is what you need to know. You need to know what size your branding is in terms of pixels, and how it's going to be shown on the web. Is it going to be a large logo like the one on the left, or is it going to be a little icon that shows up in your browser address bar? Is the fave icon. Then you also need to consider that your logo will probably be going on to products like a business card, as in the 5 and dime that I showed you in the previous branding video. And you can see that they've got it all over the place. They've got it on aprons, shirts, pencils, razors, coffee mugs, all sorts of different places. And this is for a cafe restaurant. So again, you need to consider how big and how complex your branding is going to become, because like on the coasters, they've got different aspects to their branding. They've got the logo name, but then they've also got iconography that goes with the branding that can be standing on its own and fits in as well. Something to consider is whether your branding is designed as a raster logo or a vector one. I would advise that all logos are designed first in black and then also as a vector logo. The reason for this is that anything that can be designed in black can be printed very simply and is instantly recognizable. If you are doing a color logo, you need to make sure that it converts into grayscale effectively so that it can be shown in black and white when printed. If it doesn't show as effectively as a black and white image, then you will lose the possibility of printing in any sort of medium. Colour is great, but it needs to work in black and white first. So let me show you how these two different things will scale. So here's two of my logos, Cathie Hart Photography on the left and my Cathiegraphy brand. So if I was to scale, this is at 100% scale, if I was to shrink my view and then massively scale these items to something that could possibly be printed, you can see that the actual graphics become pixelated along the edges. If I let that render, you can see that the edges are becoming incredibly blurred. So if I go back to 100% and scroll you to the blades of the Cathie Hart Photography logo, you can see that they are not keeping their edges well defined. Whereas if you go into vector with an Illustrator logo and you take the same two and I zoom out again and then scale these particular items massively, let it go, and then just drag this one over and go back to 100%, you can see that the edges are all very nice and sharp. So if your logos are being designed and you design them by hand yourself and don't want to involve a designer, at least involve the designer in making your logo into a vector image. That is a basic requirement for all branding to be scaled from small to large. So that is a very quick lesson in why a vector logo is better than a raster one. So if you have any questions, you can get in touch with me on my blog at cathiegraphy.com, remembering that it's an IE in my name, Cathie, and you can tweet a question to me on Twitter at CathieHart, and if you include the hashtag CathieQ, I'll be responding before the month is out. Also, check out the 29 other women around the world also sharing in this YouTube challenge, sharing business tips and tricks, and check them out on 30daysbusinesschallenge.com. Thank you.